How Patrick Mahomes spends his multi-millions. The richest contract in NFL history landed in the lap of Patrick Mahomes. Over the course of 10 years, Mahomes is set to make somewhere around $500 million. Yes, billion, with a B. And yes, Kansas City Chiefs fans will tell you that Mahomes is worth every single cent of that contract, as he has been a huge part of their team becoming a juggernaut, which, oh by the way, just won a Super Bowl. So with all this newfound money Mahomes has, what does he spend his riches on? Ferrari 812 SUPERFAST. $500 million is a lot of money. Sure, you can invest, you can save, but in all honesty, you have to spend some of that cash. And spend some of that cash, Mahomes did. He purchased a Ferrari 812 SUPERFAST. Ferrari is the nickname Louis Riddick has given Mahomes, so it's quite fitting. Regardless of if anyone has ever called him Ferrari or not, one look at this beautiful machine and you can see why anyone would want it. It starts at around $330,000, and Ferrari says that it's the fastest and most powerful Ferrari yet. Sounds kinda like the fastest and most powerful armed quarterback that Kansas City has had yet. If Mahomes were reincarnated as a car, it likely would be the 812 SUPERFAST. A V12 engine and nearly 800 horsepower, this machine has got pickup and can get moving in a hurry, much like Mahomes when he decides he's going to run on a defense. This sleek and sexy car must be a dream to own and be able to drive any day you like. You could say it's a bit of an investment too, I suppose. With the name SUPERFAST, you know Mahomes is going to be the first one to practice every day, and that just means more time for him to perfect his already near perfect game. A new home. Once Mahomes knew that Kansas City not only wanted to keep him around, but keep him around for at least another decade, then buying a home made all the sense in the world. As Mahomes said, setting down roots in Kansas City was huge for us, and he set down some massive roots, to the tune of a $1.9 million beautiful house. This house is extraordinary, and obviously fit for a multi-millionaire such as Mahomes. The house is located in Jackson County and is near the Mission Hills Country Club, a nice swanky house in a nice swanky neighborhood with some nice swanky neighbors. The house has a beautiful interior with jaw-dropping details. Bedrooms and kitchens no one could be disappointed with. It has fireplaces, an electric chimney, a pool, the works. Amazingly, the property is 67 years old, but everything about this lavish location seems modern and brand new, and the 3,759 square foot size to the house may be difficult to wrap your mind around. Just think of it like this, that's 1,253 yards. So if you stretched it out, that's the length of about 12.5 football fields, or roughly the passing yardage Mahomes would rack up in 4 games. That engagement ring. You may have heard that quote from Mahomes about being important for us to set down roots in Kansas City. Were you wondering, who is this us he speaks of? Or were you already privy to the fact that Mahomes was in a relationship? Not only is Mahomes lucky to be in a relationship with Brittany Matthews, another fellow athlete, but the two recently got engaged. And with the engagement came the purchase of an incredible engagement ring. The ring is said to be worth 6 figures. It is a giant emerald-cut diamond, looking to be 8 to 10 carats. Guys, don't let your ladies hear about this one. Unless you have the same occupation as Mahomes, you likely don't have the cash flow for something like this. Even the band, which has platinum and diamond constituting the main construction, is beyond what most of us can comprehend. It's a fantastic ring for the lady Mahomes is lucky to be with. And let's not kid ourselves, she's a lucky lady herself. Ownership in the Kansas City Royals. Talk about putting some roots down. Not only did Mahomes buy a house there, but he is now a part owner of the MLB team, the Kansas City Royals. This was an interesting move, but also quite a smart one. Sure, there are a lot of perks that can come from being a part owner of a professional baseball team. Mahomes probably could have gotten great seats to a Royals game beforehand, but now he is guaranteed the very best seats. The very best seats for himself and any friends or family he wants to treat to a baseball game. Mahomes played baseball and basketball at a young age, so he's obviously a fan, and his father was a professional baseball player himself. So the MLB clearly holds a special place in his heart, and now it holds a special place in his wallet, because this was an intelligent investment move. Putting down money to become a part owner in a professional sports team is no small purchase, but if you have enough money to do so, you will be rewarded many times over. The money a professional sports team rakes in is incredulous, and now as a part owner, Mahomes gets a taste of that action. Pile that money on top of the money he makes playing football and the money he makes from Head & Shoulders commercials, State Farm commercials, he's got a nice little flow of cash coming in. This investment is so smart, but not something you often see from anyone at his age. This has proven true, as Mahomes has become the youngest person to ever own a stake in an MLB team. For one, not many people his age have that kind of money. Secondly, there are many players in the NFL that get nice-sized contracts, but they don't tend to invest in this way. And third, a lot of players want to keep that flexibility in their contracts, so they can move from team to team if they wish. Mahomes went for the long game and secured his 10-year deal, which gave him incredulous amounts of money. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. Do you know which players get the best advertising campaigns? The most marketable ones. The ones with the best legacies. Mahomes cemented himself as a Kansas City legend already with his MVP and Super Bowl win. He cemented himself further by signing that long-term deal and promising to stick around and continue to bring success to the Chiefs organization for years to come. And then he backed up a truck full of cement and poured it on when he became the owner of the very same city's baseball team. He will be a fixture of that city for many, many years. Kansas City will enshrine him as the king of the city of fountains, and all that does is land him any commercial campaign he wants. Maybe it was all part of his plan to rack up enough cash so he could become a part owner of the Royals. Regardless of if Mahomes planned it or not, we're sure you'll be seeing him at a lot more Royals games in the NFL's offseason. Training. It's no secret that NFL stars spend loads of money in the offseason on training. Keeping their body in tip-top physical shape is a must. Mahomes is no exception, and his body needs to be kept in shape in a variety of ways. If you've seen Mahomes play, you know he's not a one-trick pony. The amount of tricks that pony has isn't even limited to just 2 or 3 or 4. Mahomes has a cannon for an arm. After a few more years of inflicting damage, he will likely have to get that thing registered somewhere. Not only is Mahomes pinpoint accurate, but he can also fling the football farther down the field than most quarterbacks. That requires arm strength. But Mahomes isn't only about throwing the ball. He makes plays with his legs too. He's a speedy quarterback and needs to keep that aspect of his game up in order to continue to present the full threat that he does pose each and every week. The fact that he's a cannon arm on wheels is what makes him so difficult to defend. And it isn't just that his legs provide him speed, they have strength too. Something he uses to hop and jump around in the pocket, and when he's on the move to fake defenders out. It's an altogether package. Mahomes is a quarterback who keeps his body in better shape than most due to his all-around game. He spends hours in gyms working out and exercising. Of course he needs to spend loads of money in off-season training with his own personal trainers. And don't forget about nutrition, an aspect more and more players have been focusing on as they realize the benefits to keeping an impeccable diet. Maybe Mahomes hasn't cut out coffee and tomatoes and other nightshade vegetables like Tom Brady, but you can be sure that he is mindful of what he puts into his body, and he spends money so he can get the very best advice on that. Shoes. We're guessing the amount of money Mahomes has spent on shoes. Though it is likely an incredulous number, it is not nearly as high as the amounts he has spent on his other luxuries, such as his house or Ferrari. Then again, if a man owns 180 pairs of shoes as Mahomes does, you can never be quite sure. And these aren't your typical run-of-the-mill shoes you buy at a discount store. Each pair he has is stunning in its own regard. Plenty of limited edition pairs as well, and you know those don't come cheap. And here's the kicker, pun intended. He even had a room built special for all his pairs of shoes. A glorious room for sneakerheads to marvel at, as it houses close to 200 pairs of incredibly fly kicks. The room itself is fantastic, regardless of what it holds. And what it holds is Mahomes' prize shoe collection, one that will likely keep growing and growing. With pleasing lighting and beautiful aesthetics to the room, you may lose yourself for a moment and think you're in a high-end sneaker store. It gives a welcoming feeling, and the fact that it is the size of most people's bedrooms is a nice plus, in case Mahomes wants to curl up with his favorite pair of shoes and take a nap. 180 pairs of shoes is a lot for most people to fathom, but not everyone is a sneakerhead. It's just something he loves. If the goal is to have a pair of shoes for each day of the year, he's about halfway there. Give him another year or so, and he'll probably make it there. Final thoughts. When you're set to make $500 million, you gotta spend your money on something. And though some people may pick different areas to blow their cash, Mahomes has selected what's most important to him: a nice car, a wonderful home, a massive rock for his fiancée, a stake in a professional team, training, shoes, and I'm sure there's more. It's not like we have access to his bank statements or anything. Thanks for watching this UpNext Sports video. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. And if you think we left out some things that Mahomes is spending his multi-millions on, comment and let us know. And join us for the next fun topic.